your picture now. Should have been my lover. Oh, girl, you gotta give me a chance. See, I ain't gonna treat you like a mother, man. I'ma make sure that I'll never hurt you. Right now, I'm giving up all of the girls that I met in the club. Right now, I'ma turn it up. I'm gonna be the one to make you fall in love. Right now, I'm gonna give you what you.
Hi, and welcome back to I'm Just Saying. We're here with a group of very beautiful, spiritual women, and we're having a great conversation. And fellas, you know, if I know there's got to be some brothers out there that have things to say. It's hard to get men to come on the show because, you know, they don't want to say what they just saying, you know. But I've had some good shows with some men on there. So if you're a church man and you want to be honest about things, come, you know, get in touch with the show and come on there. And we're going to get back into our conversation. Lottie has, she's like busting at the seams here.
Busting at the seams. No, busting at the seams. Well, you know, I always got something to say. But no, all seriousness, as we was talking before about, you know, our relationship with men on the outside of the church or whether they're inside of the church and what we won't do and what we will do. But I just feel it's still the bottom line. It comes down to the two individuals. That if you are a Christian woman, you know what you want. You will have that conversation with that man when you meet him as to, even if it's talking about sex, like I'm not gonna have no sex before I get married. But you're gonna have that conversation with that person, and you will make the decision between the two of you of what you're gonna do. Also, that I feel too now. When people say they're Christian, and we know this is true, people don't want to say it, but everybody don't always tell the truth. They'll say they're not having sex, and the Christians are having sex. So we won't know that, though. But sometimes we do know that, because I know some myself that's really Christian, and every time you talking to them, they talk, you know, when you say, hello, how you doing, the first thing they start talking to you about the Bible and stuff like that. So you feel people like that is really engrossed in everything, and you think they wouldn't do anything. And those are the people that's doing stuff just like the other people are doing, but they will tell you they're not doing anything. So you can't always believe what somebody who said they are so religious is not doing the same thing. It's the individual person, your spirituality, what level you're on. So when you're talking to your mate or someone you meet, you're going to know how far you want to go with that person and what you're going to take and what you're not going to take. So to me, it still boils down to two people establishing that relationship and saying what we're going to do and what we're not going to do.
So does that make that Christian person a hypocrite?
In which instance?
I don't think
because they're professing that they're not doing this, they're not doing that, and Lottie opened up the door, but I was going to go there anyway. I'm going to keep the experience on Aaron again. I've met Christian women that will quote the Bible left and right, up and down, sideways and everything, you know, ministers and everything, but they're the ones with the wildest sex.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why they should. And that's why they shouldn't have got with
Does that make them a hypocrite?
No, let me tell you. Well, what I say is that with the Bible, it says we all fall short of the glory of God. So we can all assume that we all have sinned. So I cannot judge somebody based upon their sin, right? Because I know I have sinned myself. I would fool myself to think that I have no sin. And that person, you know, everybody else is a sinner. Although people may say, yeah, this is not what I'm doing. It's not my job to even concentrate or think about what kind of sin you're doing. But at the end of the day, I need to really examine myself before I start examining other people. And that's what the Bible states, that quotes, we cannot go around judging. You get what I'm saying? Now, I understand when you said the Christian woman has the wildest sex. I heard this before. Christian women
I did hear that.
They undercover freaks and whatever. And you know where that stems from? Women out the door dating somebody that is not in church, that is not of God. Had you not date that brother, those type of rumors would have never been on the Christian women. But I think from the beginning, when we started venturing out and not following God's plan and not listening to him, that's when we started becoming little freaks on the low.
Yeah, I think
On the low.
But why would? Oh, I'm sorry.
no.
But
Go.
into that, like, I don't think maybe that person, that woman, became freakish because she was dating someone out of the church. You could be already a romantic person, you know, that's lovable and, you know, and stuff like that. So even when you become
I think with
really
your
Christian,
husband,
you know what I'm saying, really religious, why would that change your romanticism of how you are? I mean, you just ain't gonna be all over the place like you was.
Can I
then.
just say this real quick? There's certain people that you are around that's only going to bring out in you what's already in you. So when a Christian gets with a secular person who don't have boundaries or no accountability, sometimes because you're not following the plan of God for your life in the first place, when you're around a particular environment, it just frees you to be a particular way. You understand? With no accountability and nobody checking you. When you far from God, you're not going to get checked. God, he will send things. He will send you warnings and all types of stuff. But the further away you get from God, what do you want him to do? The Bible says, with loving kindness have I drew thee. So it's not necessarily the person that they're dating that's making them. It's what's in you. When you don't have a relationship with God, whatever is in you is going to come out. When you have a relationship with God, it's not that that's stifled, but that's where the transformation begins. The sanctification, like you a freak. Well, maybe you don't need to be as freaky, so allow the Lord to transform you and sanctify you. Now, you might want to get married and bring that freak out. I don't know. But the bottom line is the more we move away from God, the more stuff we just allow to come into our lives and the more stuff we get involved in. That's the bottom line. And I also think this. I want to address some of the experiences that you've had with some church women. I remember when I was a teenager in church and a friend might, get pregnant. And I remember ministers getting up in the pulpit saying, yeah, she made a mistake, but the rest of y'all in here, y'all doing the same thing. Y'all having abortions, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. I was watching TV, okay? And so I'm saying all that to say you can't put everybody in the same. Not all church women are having sex and are out there just painting the town rainbow, okay? Everybody's not doing that, and I don't think that they're not. There are some godly women that are not doing that, and I think that, not to take away from your experience or from what I've constantly heard, because that's, when you grow up in church, that's what all the guys outside the church say. Yes. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't make that assumption about everybody, because if we are truly believing in this book, it does work. Sure it does. For somebody, it's working for somebody. Somebody is living according to the Word of God, and also to speak to what you were saying about the women being freakish or whatever the case is. From a secular perspective, if I was a man, my expectation of a church girl would be extremely low. So I'm not expecting, I'm already thinking it's going to be a certain way. So some of that is just exaggeration, I think.
Why would it be low?
I'm just saying, because that's the name of the show, I just wanted to be clear that, it is okay for a church girl to be freaky with her husband.
Right.
It is okay for you to go and get it in.
I just feel some of them put too much on it, though.
But now, okay, freaky with the husband. With your husband. Yeah. So that means that the husband is somebody that's in the church.
It depends on what you're going for, yeah.
Yeah, and that you're evenly yoked.
Equally.
So,
he could be the pastor. He could be the bishop. You married to the pastor or the bishop. I believe that you should be how you gonna be with your husband.
What about Bishop Eddie Long?
He could be him.
These bishops, these pastors, these bishops are.
Well, you're talking about one person.
No, but there's a majority of. I'm not going to say majority.
There's a percentage.
There's a percentage of these pimps in the pulpit.
Right.
Oh, so you want to go there? Well, that's not what I was. I wasn't necessarily. So I was just speaking from the point of, if you are married, I don't care if your husband is a pastor, a bishop, a a minister, a deacon, an usher. If you want to be freaky with your husband, by all means. I don't feel like there should be. The Bible says the bed is undefiled when you're married. So whatever goes, whatever's between you and your husband. That's what I feel. But now you're talking about something different when you talk about pimps in the pulpit. That's a different. We can talk about that.
Yeah, we can get on that. But when you're talking about, when you're saying freaky with two Christians, with your husband.
With your husband.
You know, the man might not, because somebody said that, you know, there's a low. They look at Christian women with the low.
Some, not all.
With a low expectation.
But if I'm in the church and we're dating, we get married, you're my, you know, there's something that. Put it this way.
Off limit? Like there's certain things that should not happen? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe, yeah.
Or you feel that.
I feel, right.
Because it's a church girl?
Right. And I'm a Christian.
It's the fear.
And I'm a Christian.
So that goes back to me as far as you not knowing the word. The Bible says the bed is undefiled. So what you think? I'm married now and you think I'm gonna start thinking to myself, oh, but maybe we shouldn't do this?
No.
I did that when I was single. Right. We gonna get it in now. We gonna straight go there.
But some men categorize
as long as the third person
women.
Just
like
I don't need to be with them men.
Some men
may
do
put
that.
you on a pedestal.
They put you on a right.
They may put you on a pedestal.
Keep me on the pedestal.
But
swing me. But swing me.
I'm just saying it about that. That's how they were taught.
They may not.
That is so true.
Feel that, you know, that you're not that Mary Magdalene. Okay. You know, you're not that woman.
I think that should be sifted out during the dating process.
Right.
I think you should.
How do you sift it out without knowing?
You know the way your man is treating you.
But you can actually have conversation about it too.
Everybody can talk a good game.
No, but you're saying that the man putting you on a pedestal. So now once you start speaking to the brother and he's saying what he's not gonna do and not gonna do this and that.
How he view women and what he think is this and what he thinks.
You start to know,
like, oh, wait a minute, I think he thinks of me. And that's when you decide, is that the man for me or not?
And I think
it's not that you shouldn't hold me on a pedestal, but if I decide as my, you're my husband, and I decide to do something that you deem as freaky, that don't mean you should take me off the pedestal. You are my husband.
Right. Yeah, but you got, even in the secular world, that, you know, as you call it, you know, when you get married, your wife may, you know, you may not really ever know your wife in that way, and she might pop out with something, and you'd be like, whoa.
And that's why you need to have.
What you mean in what way? Like, it's for sexual way?
Yeah. Like, where'd you get? Not only where did you get that from, who else you been doing it to?
That's what
you know.
But I believe that's why there's something called counseling prior to you getting married. I don't think that you should pastor or whoever.
These guys, I mean, and
not all of them. But some of them, someone who you trust, somebody, and sometimes your pastor might say, I may not be the one, let it be someone else. Right. And then they'll say, you know, do what you got to do. But I think even secular or Christian-wise, you should always have some type of counseling prior to you getting married. Taking tests, learning about each other, because you're never going to really know anybody fully anyway. Never. And I think what marriage is about is accepting that person's flaws and all. So if you cannot accept somebody's with their flaws and all, maybe you shouldn't be married. Maybe you should be single for a time to learn yourself and learn what you kind of really want.
I think we have to learn how to be authentic. I think that's the bottom line. If we can learn how to be authentic, whoever you are, whatever you believe, whatever you think should be done or should not be done, if we can be authentic and we can take that to God and we can have this relationship with God, if it's something that's not a big deal, the Lord will speak to you about that. If it's a big deal, He'll speak to you about that. If it's something you shouldn't or shouldn't do, we miss the relationship part, and in our relationship we become inauthentic because it's like, well, the church say we supposed to do this when really you don't even feel that way inside. Right. We're not being authentic. We're surface people. We only show you what's on the top. We're not showing you the deeper. Like you counseling me, pastor, and you're telling me, well, you should give your husband sex every night, and you may be an individual like, are you crazy? But we will never say that. We'll say to the pastor, oh, okay, no problem. No. Like, if we could be real, I think the divorce rate wouldn't be so high. If we could just be real individuals.
That's true.
Like, I'm with this and I'm not with that. I like to be flipped from the chandelier. Are you okay with that or are you not? Are you going to take me off a pedestal? Like, be real with it. Yeah. And the man has to be real, too, and say, well, I don't want you to be flipping from chandeliers. I
And
don't
then
think
you
I have
also-
like that.
but then you
idea
also
of
have-
what I think.
But the issue
This
is
kind of
too is
woman
that
would be.
no woman is gonna let go of God. So she don't know when she's gonna get the next one. So she might just take the brother who's gonna put you on a pedestal, and you don't know when you're gonna have sex again. But what I'm saying is, it's hard out here, and we all know it. That's why homegirl was on the YouTube telling women why
What to
you
do.
may not have a man,
There
right?
you go.
Because there are a lot of percentage of women out here who don't have a man. So now I'm thinking, right, if I don't got a man and you don't got a man, now this brother come and he may not have everything I want, I might just still go with him. Why? Because I don't want to be alone.
Right.
But
So that's what happens.
But we have to get back to not having sex is everything to the relationship. Because if you start talking to me about sex right away, then I know something is wrong right off the bat.
Right.
But
Because
it's
a
not-
relationship
I don't want you to talk about
is,
sex at all.
well, I mean, it's gonna come in there.
But as a
When we about to get
as a
married,
relationship goes
Right, but I'm
along,
saying,
that attraction should be
Yeah,
there.
it's gonna come
That
out, right?
that attraction should be
Not the
there.
first conversation.
Exactly.
I think there's so many.
If we didn't out on
But
three,
that's
four-
just like on
the
online
first
dating.
date, and you talking to me about that, then I'm starting to think now, are we just in this so
For
you
the
think
sex,
you're gonna
that's
get a little
right.
piece?
Right.
Or
Right.
we in it?
Like, you done told me in my pants already.
Yeah,
You like,
when you meet somebody, first of all, when I meet someone, I want to know that they got a brain. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to talk, and I like to talk to
She sure do.
someone. Exactly. I'd like to talk to someone where I can have those kind of conversations with, that we're not arguing, we're not fighting, but we can just talk to each other and feel the chemistry from each other that, you know what I'm saying? So when
Right.
something terrible happen,
How
we
you
know
gonna
we're going to be
handle
able to, exactly,
Yeah.
we'll be able to work
What's the
through
worst
something
thing you
like
ever
that.
dealt with in
And
your
this is what
life?
you got to deal with for the first couple of months, is just trying to find out, is this somebody
But
Okay.
that I want to be with for
But
the rest
what
of my
about
life?
when that natural urge sets in? It doesn't have to be the first day. It could eventually. It's gonna set in. You know,
Right.
the women. It might not happen at the same time, and then again, it might happen at the same time. You know, the woman might have that urge, like, I want to just
But
tear him
Eric,
up.
that's a known
That's
thing
a
that the
urge.
urge is there for the
Yeah,
woman
but
and
we're
the
not
man.
trying to erase
but
the urge.
even the
No,
urge
we're not
comes
trying
up.
to erase
No,
it.
we
They
not.
other things
Absolutely
you can
not.
start
Act on
talking
the
about.
urge.
Exactly,
That's
the
what we're
urge is not
saying.
going
We
away.
don't act on it.
See,
Right.
exactly.
If somebody cut me off in traffic, I got the
You
urge to
qualifying
shoot 'em.
abstinence
Because-
and erasing the
Us
sexuality.
brothers want to know. We want to know.
Because,
you know.
Because
okay,
that's
we're
what
not
y'all
trying
think
to
about all the
exactly. I
time.
think about that.
Your mind- that's all your
food,
mind is
and what's
on
the
is
other
all the
thing?
time
That's
is how am
it.
I
It's
hit
like,
this?
really?
How long is it going to
You
take
do
me to
nothing
hit
else?
this?
But
Or
is
whatever.
that-
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Rather than
That's the truth.
Exactly. Rather than you thinking about what
The
kind of woman
process.
is this? Is this somebody that we're gonna treat me good?
Okay,
Is
but
this
even
somebody
even
that's
when
gonna-
he's thinking
yeah.
that, when he's at that point and beyond, you don't think sex is going to be in there?
Eventually
So let me ask you a
Especially-
question.
Especially
Eventually it
if he's
comes.
turned on by you,
Well, let me
the
ask you-
person who you
well,
are,
can I
the
just say
authentic person that you are.
Can I just say this? We want him to be turned on.
Exactly.
Definitely.
We want no
That's
man
okay.
that ain't
Amen.
But we want him to be able to control himself.
Right.
Amen.
Because check this out. Let me tell you.
He's been controlling
No,
himself.
but check this out.
He
If
just-
you don't practice discipline before you get married, what if your wife is sick?
That's right.
Well,
And
we
you can't
said
have
that.
sex with her. She's
That's
going
right.
through chemo, or she has to go away for whatever reason. That you need to be in a practice of having some sort of discipline. Life happens.
What you gonna do? Cheat on me?
You're going to,
It
that's
could happen. Life happens.
Eric.
As you just said, life
Eric,
happens.
you can go
And
back.
it's not me.
I know we're not
But this
saying
is,
you.
This is
right?
how,
We
this
just
is,
looking at you.
because this is
cross-eyed.
and let's take this vice versa. You know, if the man gets sick, what you gonna do? Cheat on him?
No,
pray.
but the sex is usually not a big deal.
Who's the better
as
cheater,
much as a
man
big
or
deal
woman?
for who's the what?
Who's the better cheater, a man or a woman?
It don't matter who's a better cheater, but
No,
women.
but that's not answering the question. Who's better?
No.
Well, then these day and
Who's better at cheating?
Both.
No.
Both people
I say
cheat.
it's equal.
Women are better.
You know what?
Women are
I
better.
think
At
that
these day and ages?
cheating with women and men are kind of different. Depends on what level of cheating you're
That's
talking
right.
about, right?
Cheating is
'Cause-
cheating.
No,
No,
not really.
no,
they
it's
have a
different
physical
types.
cheating, and then they have that mental cheating. You
Cheating
know what
is
I'm saying?
cheating.
Emotional.
And then it's a
you know,
physical
that
cheating.
connection.
You just want to go out and
cheating.
have some fun
No,
and come
cheating
back
is
Come
not.
on, you
Okay,
trying to
if-
justify
let me
it?
ask you a
Levels to the
question. If I have
cheating
sex
game.
with a man and we're in a relationship, I'm cheating, right? If I have sex with another man and we're in a relationship, I'm cheating, right? What if I'm sharing just you know, he's a good person to talk to, and I'm emotionally being connected to him. Is that cheating?
Yeah, dependent.
Yeah.
It turns into a dependency.
Yeah, it's the same thing. If you're, because what am I there for? Why
Well,
can't
clearly
you share with
just
me?
for sex. I mean,
Why
that's what it
can't you
sounds
share-
like.
Why can't you share with me what you're sharing with this
And that's
person?
why the spirit
Because you don't want to hear that. You just want to have sex.
No.
That's why you need to be
and that's
spiritually
why
connected.
sex cannot be the driving factor for a
Exactly.
relationship.
Exactly.
Because sex goes out the window after a certain time.
Exactly.
Certain parts of people's body goes down south, and it ain't working the same way. So it has to be more than sex. Your relationship cannot be based upon
on
sex
sex.
But
alone.
I'm not
Exactly.
saying that it's based on sex. What I'm saying is that, okay, we get to know each other, and I'm like, damn, Kim's the joint, But I'm not ready to get married yet. But I am ready to have sex, and
How you gonna be ready for sex, but you're not ready to marry me? So you want all my milk,
You want all your goodies, honey, but you don't want
stuff, but you don't want. I feel like
Because-
if a man loves you and
He will
respects
wait.
your
He will
religion,
wait.
respects what's going on, he will wait.
Can I
He will
ask you
come
a
to church, and I
question?
feel like if
Yes,
he
you
doesn't,
can.
he won't.
if in authenticity is what we're talking about. So if you meet a woman and you're feeling her, y'all been having communication going on various dates for at least 3 months now, right? 90 days, right?
Steve Harvey. Go ahead.
Yeah, right? So you're doing that. And she tells you on that 90, like, I don't want to have sex until I get married. But you're feeling this girl. Y'all have made a connection and everything. What would be your stance?
My stance for me?
Yeah.
I would back away. I would back away because if that was your stance on it, you should have said it from the beginning. Should have told me that from the beginning.
So when should she have told you? Week 1, a month, 2 months?
In the beginning, that she believes that that she's not gonna she's not
cold,
gonna have
but
sex until she gets married.
He said he
That's a
went
good
out from the
thing.
Because
beginning.
that's just
90
like meeting when is a transgender transvestite let you know that they're a man.
So you're saying it's
when I'm
that
ready to
much
kiss 'em,
important.
No, you let me know
Wait a
that.
minute,
I
so
was
you-
about to curse. I was about to cuss. I was
hold
about
up.
to
So you
cuss.
are saying if you go out on a date with a woman, that first conversation,
He
you're going to
wanna know.
eventually get to that question about.
No, it's not the first
you-
conversation,
when?
but
When is it?
Right.
let's say the
That's what I'm
second,
saying.
third date.
But why
We got to
you
talk
even
about
begin?
sex on the
But
second
why
or
would you
third
even
day.
No,
be
we don't have to
talking
talk about sex.
Well, he just
To
To
want
let
to
me
don't
know
know,
even bring it up.
Let me know that.
what he getting or
I
not
think
getting.
it will. I
Not,
think
not,
That's
no.
not even necessary.
Right, to see what he gonna
like,
get.
am I gonna get it or not and when?
All right.
You want to put a time frame on it. I hear you.
Do we have? No, I'm not putting
Well,
a time
I have
frame
done
on
that.
it.
did just put it
we're
out
gonna-
there.
Put it out there.
Put it out there
We're
because I
gonna
got time.
we're gonna continue this conversation some
bring that
more.
up.
But we got any comments or any questions from the audience or anything? Okay. Yeah. You got a comment?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Somebody want to pass him the mic?
No, it can't move.
The mic can
Take
move.
it up.
The chorus.
Got to go around the other way.
Just pull it. It should go.
Because that situation now, that's the way.
No?
He got to come from behind the camera.
All right, that's it.
You gotta wait.
He want
Come
to
on
know
now,
from the
pop,
beginning.
pop.
Right. But sometimes I tell them from the beginning, I'm a
Because
Christian, I'm a
we're
real
moving,
one.
we're moving.
I go to
right.
church
We're
every
moving.
Sunday. I really believe in Jesus
We'll
Christ.
get it.
And
We'll get it on the next one.
Tell it to a sister and let her ask it.
We'll get it on the next one. Because this ain't over again.
It ain't over.
Because y'all jumping on me, but I think
You're
as
the only one
No,
here to
no, let's,
represent the
no,
men.
no, no. Let's
I'm
clear
not
it up.
representing the
No,
man.
no, no.
I'm
Let's
I'm
clear it up.
representing
We're not
Aaron.
jumping on you. We're
Yeah,
not
I'm
jumping on you.
representing
The
Aaron,
question
but-
was about this sex thing. So we were just saying
It's about
the
getting to
sex
know the
shouldn't
person.
even have to be coming up that early in the conversation.
But he said he want to know.
I
Well, I'm not
appreciate
gonna
that.
I'm not gonna lie. I tell them on the
We-
first
they
day.
answer
I
the
tell you when
question,
you
they
first
answer.
meet me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tell you right away. I be like,
And
how are
that's
you?
being
You look great.
authentic and
I
honest.
believe that
I
that's
do
being
it.
authentic, but at the
Why
same
not?
time, because sex is not everything in a relationship, I think
Exactly.
you can count
Yeah.
somebody out that could have been the best
Exactly,
person
yeah.
for
That's
you.
true.
Now you done turned on. You done turned
the
on.
first one of the first questions I asked is, sex important in a relationship?
Well, sex is important in a relationship.
Okay.
We all
So-
know
in a
that.
marriage.
So when it's supposed to happen in a marriage,
It's important, but it's not the first thing on your mind. But it is important.
And it's not
So-
more important than God. And that's where the spirituality is.
Right.
That's where the line gets drawn in the sand.
But
And
you're
another
doing
thing-
missionary. You're doing
Missionary
missionary
dating.
right? Yeah,
But
thank
we
you.
we
I
gonna
don't know
do
if you
the
think about
regular
missionary
dating, not
dating.
missionary. We talking about the husband and wife.
Husband and wife.
and-
I can't talk on that.
As Natalie said before, when you're married, right, and say your husband or wife gets sick, who's thinking about sex? Ain't nobody thinking about sex if my husband
and
is
where
real
does the
sick or
discipline come
whatever.
in at if
But-
you haven't
I
had
mean,
the
But if we're
Right.
practice?
That's the last thing
if
you
we're
thinking
married,
about.
if we're married, we're past the dating stage. Okay.
But I'm saying it's
We're past
you
that
can,
dating
you
stage.
can
You're
have
used to having sex and then
not
it gets
have
cut
it
off.
if something happens
By
that
the
you
time
don't
we
need
married,
to have the
you
time
know you
for.
ain't getting it anyway. It's like, you know,
But you act
we're
like you
having
can't go
we're having
without
sex
sex.
tonight, baby. No, okay,
But
all
you're
right.
acting like you can't go without sex. You can go without
No,
sex
no,
because the body
no.
does turn off sometimes
No.
and don't want to be bothered.
No,
Right, right,
but-
the body
The
but
body will
we're no
turn
lo- we're
off
not
and
dating.
you don't want any sex.
We're not dating.
So what are you?
Huh?
So you're saying we're not dating. So
you
when?
will turn off.
So when is it you want the woman to straight up come out and say in the beginning from when you say how you doing, you look pretty, what's
I
your
don't
name
have
and your number?
sex. My name is Shay, and I don't have sex until
my
I get
name is
married.
Kim. I'm a Christian, so that you know what that means. Is that what you want her to say?
I think he would prefer that.
Yeah.
No. That's not that. No, that's not where I'm going with that.
I'm sorry,
But-
you're the host. You're actually supposed to be asking us questions. We don't need to
No,
put
that's
you
okay.
on
That's
fire
not
like
where I'm going with
that.
that.
No, we
But
just asking.
That's a way to go, you know,
Right.
because automatically, and men in general, and I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna speak for me, but I'm gonna speak for other men also that I know that say this, that the minute you say you're a Christian, oh, she's a freak. And we're gonna come back with, with some
He gonna
more
leave
of
it
this,
like that, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's a
I
freak.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
freak, all right. Not with you.
I'm a
And-
with my
Jesus freak.
husband.
We're gonna wrap this one up too, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna come back with the last segment of this, and I'm just saying.
With my husband, I was a freak. Yes, I know I
Where
will
did that
be.
come from?
No,
about-
but
who-
they
who said-
men
where-
have said
where
that
did
to
they
me,
get their freak?
and then I had one guy when I was in high school.
Hold on,
He
wait,
thought-
hold your stories now. We'll be back.
Oh, he
Oh,
thought
keep talking. Oh, okay.
he thought I was safe and not saved. And see, yeah. But I showed him. He thought he was gonna wear me down. I said, honey, I got power.
You see?
In the name of Jesus.